Public speaking is a lot like baking. It is something that some people are naturally good at and some are not, or so I thought. Nevertheless, you shouldn't be discouraged from baking because even the most talented bakers in the world had to struggle and fail in order to reach success. This applies to public speaking as well, and I certainly learned this lesson over the course of the semester. But, with time and perseverance, I was able to finally discover the recipe that works best for me, and now that I have it, I want to share it with you. Even though this recipe for success that I have discovered may not bake the same way for everyone, there are a couple golden rules that you should know before you get too far in the mix. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the key ingredients to what made my semester in public speaking so successful. First, I'm going to talk about my favorite assignment and why it was so interesting to me. Next, I'm going to tell you why I think public speaking should be a requirement. Finally, I'm going to offer you some advice on how to get the most out of this course. My first few speeches, like my first few baked goods, were not stellar. However, the speech that I found most interesting and useful this semester was the ceremonial speech, because it is so versatile and personal. It is like being provided a baking kit where everything is already measured out and all you have to do is combine the ingredients and bake them. It is super simple but still a yummy and consistent outcome. Even with how simple it can be, to some, it remains daunting and discouraging no matter what you do. Some people will even argue that public speaking is not useful in their career path. Despite this, I would have to disagree and say that learning to speak publicly should be a requirement because it is a life skill. This is like baking. I think that everyone should try their hand at baking because one of the most important skills we can have as humans is the ability to make food for ourselves. Like all other skills, the best way to truly learn is to take advice from others before you. Luckily, I have plenty of advice. My first piece is to utilize the materials that you already have in your pantry. Using the textbook, lectures, and tools that you are given ensures that the final product is successful and has the right ingredients. You won't even have to go to the grocery store. All you have to do is look in your pantry to find them. It just takes some effort. My second piece is to always measure out your ingredients. Take a look at how long the speech should be, the key components, requirements, and any student examples that have been provided. Third, use a recipe, or in this case, an outline, and make sure you have the right measurements of each ingredient ahead of time so that when it is time to start mixing and baking, you don't forget anything. Ultimately, public speaking can be tricky and seem like a lot of work, and honestly, there is no way around that. However, the way that you plan out your speeches will be everything. Remember that public speaking is not something that everybody wakes up and knows how to do. It takes practice, patience, some failure, and also some help. Allow yourself to fail so that you can improve, and eventually, you will become a good enough baker that your treats will be the life of every party.